Hello everyone. Today we'll be answering some questions because someone watched my video about the ECFVG program and he had some questions that I didn't answer in my video. So I was thinking that I also got this new microphone and I'm going to test it today with those questions. So yeah, I'm very happy about it, and it has this thingy. It looks cute. I like it. So yeah, one of the first questions he had was, what do you do when you're trying to get a license in the US? What do you do in the meantime? And basically, you have, what I did was working as a vet tech. There are some states that you're still able to work as a vet tech without any license. But I know that there's also another option, which is working in research, like science research, but I'm not sure about how it works. So I'm not completely comfortable like answering those questions because I don't have much information about it. But yeah, one of the options is just working as a vet tech in the meantime. And then he asked me if I was working as a veterinarian in Chile before. And he basically asked that because he said the following: I'm just thinking it may be frustrating working as a vet assistant or tech after 4 years of working as a vet, even though I've worked as a vet tech for 1 year at the beginning. And my most honest answer was yes, I worked as a veterinarian in Chile before I came here. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was frustrating. It is frustrating. I'm still in that process. But at the beginning, I guess it was like normal. I guess I don't have like a huge ego or something that, like, since I'm a doctor, I need to make the decisions or things like that. But I knew what I was coming to and what my role was now. So at the beginning, it was kind of hard seeing, like, I don't know, other doctors doing things that I wasn't like really comfortable with, or that I didn't agree with their decisions. But with time, I just got used to just accepting that it was not my place anymore and that it was going to be my place someday. And I was just like learning from all of these experiences. And eventually, when I do get my license here, all of those experiences are gonna tell me like who I want to be as a veterinarian and the kind of medicine I want to practice. So yeah, at the beginning it was like hard, but I got used to it. And then now I'm at a point where it's been more frustrating and sad, I guess, because as I told you in the other video, I've been waiting a long time for the AVMA just to insert a simple email. I've been doing this process for 2 years already, almost 3 years, and they do take a very long time to review documentation or answer a simple email, or they don't even answer phone calls. So right now I feel like I'm very burnt out from all the waiting process because there's nothing else you can do, just that, like sending a bunch of emails all the time and hoping for them to answer. I guess what you can do, which is what I've been doing too, is just connections, just talking to people, talking to other veterinarians, and see if they know somebody, if they know someone that might be able to reach someone from the AVMA or from the ECFVG program, or someone that has like an opportunity for you maybe. So I guess my advice would be like just connections and talking to people, letting them know what's your process and where you're at, and what can they do to help you. And I've also had multiple times working where other veterinarians, especially relief veterinarians, ask me about my process and like, oh, what made you come here to the US and where are you at right now and what do you have to do to get your license and all of that. And in those conversations, some of them have shown like interest in helping me, or usually they say like, oh, I can give you like my notes for the NAVLE, or like, oh, I know this doctor that came from this country and he also went through the ECFVG program, and now he's a veterinarian, he's licensed, he has his own practice. That's something that I actually heard. And that usually, one, I feel like it gives you hope, like you can get there too. And two, they also might know someone. It gives you maybe connections, because if that doctor knows that other doctor, and you need some advice about something in the process, you can reach out to that person if that's possible to ask those questions. So I feel like it's good in those two aspects, right? Okay, and then this one was a good question actually. Would you still choose the ECFVG over the PAVE program after all this? Well, at the beginning, I was planning on doing the ECFVG, mostly because when you read the website, it's the program that looks like less expensive. It would take you like less time to complete the program. However, now I know that the AVMA with the ECFVG program, like I said, they take a very long time with absolutely everything. There's a very long waiting period for just sitting on the CPE, which is the last exam. So eventually, I feel like you end up spending more money if you fail any of the tests and you have to retake them. And also, it's a lot more time to complete the program because you have those waiting periods that you can't really control. I'm still waiting for the AVMA to review my documents, but I feel like now I would definitely choose the PAVE program if I have the money to afford it, actually. Just because the last part of the PAVE program, the difference is that you have to do the last year of vet school. And basically that's the like equivalent to the CPE in the ECFVG program, but you have to pay for the tuition basically. So like everyone knows, tuition and studying here in the US is very, very expensive. It's crazy expensive. So yes, you end up spending more money, but at least you have the guarantee that you're gonna finish the program in those time frames that they're telling you. Or I guess that's what I assume. I don't know if someone that might have experience taking the PAVE program can answer these questions better. But you can always leave it in the comments if you have anything to add. It can help someone else with these questions and me as well. So if you want to add something, just leave it in the comments. Yeah, and the next question was, what is the vet hour salary and what is the vet tech hour salary? In Texas, the vet tech salary, I guess it's around, it depends on your experience, but in general, I guess it's like 19, 20 an hour. There are some technicians with no experience, like if you start from zero experience, they get paid, it's horrible, but like 15 an hour. In my case, it's different because I do have the veterinarian experience, so there are some places that are willing to pay a little bit more, but that's usually like the average of the vet tech salary. And then for veterinarians, it's very, very different. I've known about relief veterinarians, not even associate veterinarians, that they were charging $1,000 per day, and it was an 8-hour shift. So basically, how much is that in hours? Hey Siri, how much is $1,000 per day for an 8-hour shift? Okay, so it says if you earn $1,000 per day for an 8-hour shift, your hourly rate will be $125 per hour. So yeah, and she was working, I think she was working like 4 days a week. So yeah, that's a lot different. But yeah, and then we started talking about like other options, and I do know that there's an option where you can get a temporary license. It's in some states only, not all of them, but I know Utah is one of them, where you basically you take the, if you're taking the ECFVG program, you take the BCSE exam, and then after that one you can go ahead and take the NAVLE, and after you pass the NAVLE you can get a temporary license, and it's basically like a restricted temporary license where you work under the direct supervision of a veterinarian that's licensed, of course. But basically that gives you time and money as well, because the last test, which is the CPE, it's a lot more expensive than the whole program. So it's very hard to get that money working as a vet tech. So I feel like it gives us an opportunity to save that amount of money to take the CPE and finally finish the whole program. But yeah, that's also another option you have. He actually looked it up to see how, like, which states are doing that. Let me open the article here so I can try to see. Okay, so basically it's an article from VIN, and it says states with temporary permits. Basically there's Delaware, Georgia, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, Utah, and yeah, that's it. So as you can see, Texas is not here. And I live in Texas, so yeah, that's not an option here yet. They're kind of like doing this because the AVMA is taking a very long time with absolutely everything, but maybe they will start doing it in more states, maybe not, I don't know, hopefully, but it does help a lot. So yeah. And then the other question was, well, he was also asking about like details about the PAVE program, but like I said, I don't know much about it. And also most of the people I've met have gone through the ECFVG program, so I guess I don't have like much information about that. But if you do have information about the PAVE program, please leave it in the comments so it can help someone else. And then we started talking about visas and sponsorships, and which clinics are willing to sponsor visa processes and things like that. What we concluded from all that conversation is that basically there are some clinics or companies that are willing to pay for your process. Usually they want to work for them for a few years in exchange. If they're paying for your whole licensing process, that's like the minimum you can do. But basically they can pay for your licensing process, and then they might tell you, okay, so we're gonna pay for everything, but you're gonna work for us for 3 years, let's say. Or I've heard crazy things, but some clinics will say like for 1 year minimum, or 3 years, or 5 years. Just depends on the contact you have and the negotiation process. But yes, there are some people willing to cover those costs. What I don't know is if they're willing to cover absolutely all the costs, or if they're just gonna pay like the exam fee or something. But I guess that also depends on the people you reach out to and what they're willing to do. And yeah, those were all the questions he had. It was very helpful actually for me as well, because I feel like there are some things that maybe I didn't answer in the other video, and I can now make this video to help other people too. So if you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments and we can talk about it. You can send me a message like this person did or something like that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you like the audio quality of this video because I'm very excited for my new microphone. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope this video was good for you and it helped you. So if it did, don't forget to subscribe.